This short video will describe how to import data from Excel into your Oracle tables. If you go on Canvas, there is a text file with the scripts to create tables: prod coffee, states, area code, and fact coffee. Please download this particular file, copy them into your SQL Developer, and execute each one of those scripts to create the tables. Make sure that you read also what is there, like how constraints are created, how to create a primary key, foreign key, and so on. Assuming that you have created these 4 tables, we want to import data into these 4 tables. You have an Excel spreadsheet, all are in a zipped file called coffee.zip. Download from from Canvas, save it, extract it, and save it in a right directory so you know where they are. Once you've done it, once you've created the table, sometimes you may not see the tables in your list here. So you just right click and say refresh. So you see all those tables that you just created. Let's go ahead and create and insert or import data in each of these tables in the same order, because we have we have referential integrity, so you have to do it in some order. That is prod coffee, states, area code, and fact coffee. Let's go to prod coffee and import data. If you right click on prod coffee, you should say import data. Say import data. Take a few seconds to read what is there on the screen. Here is browse. This is the import data file. Let's go to place where I have saved the files. So prod coffee is the file name. Say open. It pulls up all the column names from the Excel and the data. Say next. Say next. Here is what all the columns that you need, you have to select it. You might have more number of columns in Excel and you have to pick only few of them to import. Then you can select which columns to import. In this case, I have 5 attributes and I have 5 columns. So it automatically assumes we need all of them. Say next. Now you need to match the name in Excel spreadsheet, the column names, to the column names in your tables. So these are the column names in your Excel. And these are what you see here is the column names in your table. So I have to make sure that I match them. I deliberately kept them to be different so you are forced to match it. Say product ID matches with product ID. This product, what you see here, matches with the product name, prod name. Product line matches with prod line. Product type matches with prod type. And this particular type matches with prod var. So now we have matched the column names in Excel to the attribute names in the table. Say next, and you're done. So read the warning here. This says task successfully import committed. Say OK. Okay. Now, if I go and say select start from prod coffee, if you type in that command, it pulls up your 13 rows. So it has imported this 30 rows. Let's do the same thing with the next one, that is states. Let's go to where you created states, and here you import data. Right click, import data. Same thing repeated, browse, banana P in this case, download coffee, and have state coffee. Say open. These are the 4 columns in the Excel spreadsheet. Say next. Again next. So these are the 4 names that you want also in your tables. So it assumes you have to pick all of them. Say next. Then again you have to match the column name. State ID same as state ID. State here refers to state name. The market refers to state market. Market size refers to state size. Say next and then finish. So it is imported successfully, same thing. All the rows are imported. If you want, you can go and check how it looks like, but I'll move on. I need to now import area code. Go here, area code, right click, import data, browse, go and pick your, is what we call the area coffee. Say open. There are only two columns in that. They are called area code and state ID. Say next, next. It picks both, and again I have to match area ID. State ID is called state ID. So they match and you're done. Task successful and import committed. Now the last one that you need to import is your fact coffee. That's the big one that has all the actual data for each year for 2 years, 2012 and 2013, for each month for every product and every area code. So let's go and look at fact coffee here, and let's import, and these are the attributes. Let's go and import data. Import data, browse. I'm going to go a bit fast to identify my Excel spreadsheet. So you have fact coffee. So this is the only one that you may have to pay attention here because you have date. The date is in month, day and year. So you have to give that particular format. If you don't give the format, it picks up all types of, it can completely be garbled up. So that's the only one you have to focus on in this particular import. Say next. So again next. We need all these columns. Say next. Now each one you have to go and match it. Product ID matches with product ID. Area code matches with area ID. Your date is the one, is the fact date, and the format is in month slash day slash YYY. This is the format in which the data exists. Okay, so the month comes first, then the date, then the year. Say inventory. Next, click on inventory. Inventory. Now, rest of them you can just match. Budget sales is same as bud sales. Budget margin is bud margin. Budgeted cost of goods sold is bud COGS. Budget profit is bud profit. Sales is actual sales. Margin is actual margin. Basically, this shows what is the budget that you allocated, what you expected, and what is the actuals. So COGS is also the actual COGS. Actual profit, then total expenses, actual expenses, then marketing expenses. Sorry, I missed here. So profit, COGS is COGS, profit is profit, total expenses, actual expenses, then marketing is your marketing cost, total expenses, actual expenses, profit is actual profit. So make sure that you're matched correctly here. Sales, profit, COGS, margin, sales, inventory, date, area code, product ID. So this is the only one you have to verify, especially when you have a large number of attributes, to make sure that you are matching each one of them. It's good to check a couple of times as well. So I think it seems correct. Say next. If everything works out fine, it should import. It is importing here. close to fourth, or stack successful and import committed, which means you didn't get any error. If there's an error, you would have told you there's an error in your data import. So if you go back and say select star from fact coffee and execute it, so you should get all the things. Watch your fact date. The date is August 1st, 2013. This is the format it is showing. If this data is like 2032, 2042, then something has gone wrong. When you're importing, you have to redo it. So this is the way you import data. In this whole example, you have to match the column names in your Excel and in your table. Match the data type. Most of the time it should be fine, except for that when you have date. Date is the one that you have to be very careful. Hope we can easily import the data and we can get started working on that in the class.